In this video, you are going to discover the top 5 anti-air weapons in modern military history. Can you guess which system will dominate the #1 spot? To compare these systems fairly, we use 3 real variables. First is power, the kinetic or explosive effect delivered against aerial targets and how lethal that reach is. Second is reliability, how dependable the system is in sustained operations and harsh conditions. And third is range, which measures the effective engagement, distance, or strategic reach the system provides, whether short, medium, or long. Each weapon is scored from 1 to 3 stars in each category. That gives us a balanced view that rewards both raw capability and battlefield usefulness. In at number 5 is the FIM-92 Stinger, the shoulder-fired, man-portable air defense system that redefined light air defense. First fielded in large numbers in the 1980s, the Stinger gave small units and irregular forces a way to threaten helicopters and low-flying aircraft with a compact heat-seeking missile weighing roughly a dozen kilograms. Its portability and ease of use made it a force multiplier in conflicts from Afghanistan in the 1980s to many hotspots, since in raw power, a Stinger carries a relatively small warhead designed for soft to medium targets. So it scores 1 star for power. For reliability, it earns 2 stars. Modern seekers and electronics made it far more dependable than early infrared missiles. But environmental factors can still degrade performance. For range, it also scores 2 stars because its effective engagement window is short to medium, typically under 5 kilometers, depending on variant. That 1 to 2 split makes the Stinger a 5-star entry and a vital piece of layered air defense. Before we move on, let's make a quick deal. If you like clear breakdowns like this, subscribe to the channel and leave a comment telling us what you think about our scoring method. Coming in at number 4 is the Phalanx CIWS, the close-in weapon system that acts as a last-ditch guardian for ships and some fixed sites. Developed in the 1970s and refined over decades, Phalanx uses a radar-guided 20mm Gatling cannon able to deliver thousands of rounds per minute in an automated engagement against incoming missiles, aircraft, or small surface threats. Its role is narrow but critical: intercept what slips past longer-range layers. For power, the Phalanx scores 2 stars because its destructive effect comes from high-volume impacts rather than a single large warhead. For reliability, it earns 3 stars. The system is engineered for continuous operation in hostile maritime conditions and has been upgraded across many navies for decades. For range, it gets 1 star because effective engagement distances are short, measured in a few kilometers at most. That 2-3-1 arrangement brings Phalanx to 6 stars and gives it a unique defensive niche at the heart of modern fleet protection. Now moving into 3rd place is the AMRAAM 120M, the advanced medium-range air-to-air missile that transformed fighter combat when it entered service in the 1990s. The AMRAAM combined active radar homing with mid-course updates, allowing launch platforms to hand off guidance early and leave the missile to close on its target with precision. Over successive variants, its effective range expanded significantly. Depending on model and launch conditions, some variants engage targets at 10s to over 100 kilometers. And its speed and guidance have made it a go-to weapon for many Western air forces. For power, the AMRAAM earns 2 stars because it delivers a focused, high-precision kill rather than maximum blast. For reliability, it gains 2 stars. Mature electronics and extensive combat usage prove it is consistent, though like all guided missiles, it depends on sensors and supporting systems. For range, it takes 3 stars for true medium to long-reach air-to-air engagement capability that reshaped air tactics. That 2 to 3 total gives AMRAAM 7 stars and places it squarely as a force multiplier in aerial duels. But just when they thought the contest was settled, things escalate as we reach our runner-up. Coming in at number 2 is the MIM-104 Patriot surface-to-air missile system, an integrated network of radars, launchers, and interceptors that became famous during the late 20th century. Fielded widely from the 1980s onward, the Patriot is designed to engage aircraft, cruise missiles, and with later upgrades, ballistic missiles, providing layered continental and theater defense. Its radar suites and fire control enable coordinated engagements and area protection across kilometers of airspace, and export and combat experience have refined its role for decades. For power, Patriot scores 3 stars, since its interceptors pack significant destructive capability and kinetic energy to defeat high-value targets. For reliability, it takes 2 stars, while the system is robust and mature. Complex networks and real-world combat have revealed both strengths and limits, making maintenance and integration key. For-range Patriot earns 3 stars because its engagement envelope, especially with modern interceptors, reaches deep into the theater and changes how air campaigns are planned. That 3-to-3 split totals 8 stars and places Patriot as the backbone of many nations' layered defenses. Topping our list at number 1 is the S-400 Triumf, Russia's long-range air defense system that entered service in the 2000s and pushed the envelope on reach and flexibility. The S-400 family can employ multiple missile types from a single launcher, enabling it to engage targets from short to extremely long ranges. Some missiles in its suite are designed to intercept aircraft and cruise missiles at dozens to hundreds of kilometers. And the system's radars and command architecture aim to detect and prosecute high-value aerial threats at theater scale. For power, the S-400 earns 3 stars for the destructive and interception capability of its missile family. For reliability, it also earns 3 stars in our assessment because the integrated design, combat deployments, and continuous modernization have made it a dependable land for some operetissa, highly effective defensive asset. For range, the S-400 takes the full 3 stars, as its strategic reach forces adversaries to modify air operations far from the front lines. That perfect 3-3-3 total gives the S-400 9 stars and secures its number 1 position on our list of anti-air weapons. And there you have it, from portable shoulder missiles to long-reach integrated networks. These 5 anti-air systems show the layered approach nations use to contest control of the skies. Each entry fills a role: deny, deter, or destroy. And together they illustrate how air defense is never about a single tool, but about systems working at every range. If you enjoyed this countdown, remember to like, subscribe, and comment which anti-air system you would have ranked differently and why. Thanks for watching, and stay curious about how technology shapes strategy.